Hi beautifuls, welcome back to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, twin flame coach. I cover astrology, moon energy and personal development. If you do want to come join us in the members hub, we have private twin flame questions in there. No super chat required. And yes, monthly I come to you live, and during those sessions you're able to ask quick super chat questions. Now for this video, we're going to tune into your psychic energy, connecting into your love interest, any blockages or the unexpected that can come up. So please stay tuned, because this 2 weeks is set to be very, very interesting and pivotal. Love and light, guys. Let's get into the energy. Taurus, welcome back. We are here to do your energy check-in for the end of this month through to next month. I am a psychic medium, for those of you that don't know. Also, we're doing energy relating to your moon energy very separately, which the video is already up. So if you do want to have a look at that, full moon in Libra, please go through and have a look at it. Now, let's get into what's coming through. We're going to pull a chakra card. I'm seeing as though between now and the next 2 weeks, it's going to be pretty darn on a pivotal. Especially for your zodiac sign. Aries is linking to your house of psychology. Plus we had Pisces there, which is, how can I say it? Let's get into this, okay? Because there's been some interesting things. Now, we always have lower and higher octane energy at all times, depending on where the wound links. But psychology and beliefs and power can come through. 12th house is very psychic in energy, but it also can be because you have the 6th house activated, your health, healthy boundaries, doing things that are good for yourself, you know, diet, nutrition, etc. Pacifiers to do with stress levels and how we can actually deal with that in a more productive manner. There you go, intuition, 12th house, right? Between the 3rd eye and the 12th house, and I did feel that coming up. I think it's preparing you at the moment with all the aspects happening with Chiron. It's sort of preparing you for next month, because we are going to be having a new moon in Aries. And at the moment, the psychology surrounding situations, the emotions, trying to keep balanced from a very high octane energy. You can be having a lot of energetic foresight, and it can be pacifier energy where we're guided towards other things to cope with stress levels. So depending on whether it's diet or it could be alcohol, however it goes, it's one of those complicated houses to deal with. Let's have a look at why this is coming through for you. Now, I do feel dream state for a lot of you. I also feel a lot of transformations. I'm telling you, look at this. You can't see the hope for the clouds, vision and quest. Very 12th house. Try and keep your fluid up. Fluid can help break down the calcification of the 3rd eye so that you can view things, so you can trust your intuition. If you're wanting to open your crown chakra and activate your 3rd eye, Tumberline, at the moment we can be having dream states, we can be having nightmares because we're getting stuck between the 5D and the 4D. Now, our chakras for many of us are much higher than that, but depending on transits, it can take us down to that level. I am seeing values, money. A lot of times when we're holding on very tightly, it's because we potentially can be in lack mentality. I'm not feeling all of you are, but there could be a lot of frequency being given, and therefore we can feel our cup is depleted. I'm going to pull one more chakra card because they're telling me to. Yeah, something's a real headache for you at the moment. There's a headache circumstance. There might be a lot of money going out. There might be a need for money. Let's have a look. Yeah. Give and take and values. A lot of healing. 12th house. So your psychology behind this, there might be circumstances that you feel you're needing support. And I do feel some of you are going to father energy to communicate in relation to this, and you feel like you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Now, if this kin DNA member is passed over, again, it's still psychic in nature and you're not listening to their direct guidance. And I feel this is more a high octane energy over a negative individual, but this can be a father figure, someone that you look to for support. But I do feel it's more psychically you're tuning into, okay, what would they say? Are they going to judge me? Can I go? But it feels more guidance is coming from a male figure. Now, although this can be a lover, I'm feeling this is more. This is how my guides are showing me. It is you turning to a family member for a circumstance you're going through, but you're wondering if they know how they will be. Now, whatever this is, I do feel in the past, the circumstance wasn't the same. Let's get into why this is coming up. It might be an opinion in relation to your love life or to what you are doing, and they're having a feeling, or you're having a feeling about what their opinion will be. But it sort of feels like a mentor, somebody higher, or how you value them. They're higher up than you, or they've had life experience. Let's put it that way. So there could be a conflict that you're going through at the moment and you're needing a bit of advice, but you are moving through it. You're moving through it, you're addressing it. It can be acknowledgement as the first step to create these healthy boundaries. Now, there's something in a sense where you're feeling not so supported, not so understood, and there's an inequality coming through. And it could have been an ongoing situation. I think for many of you it might be, where more is given to another over you. And I don't feel that you're having a tantrum over it, so to speak. I just feel you've noticed it. You're in awareness of it, and it is what it is, sort of thing. There might also be a family dynamic where you feel a little bit unsupported and you're wanting to kind of clear the air in relation to that. And again, remember, we do have Aries and Chiron making aspects at the moment, so it's perfectly normal that these things can resurrect back up. And it could just be simply you're thinking of these imbalances over there directly happening. But we do have, betrayal in families. Our value systems may be faring if we're in a connection. The same thing's going to occur. Trying to, at times we do overcompensate. We can be overcompensated, but I feel it's more just viewing that. You're having a look at it, or you're directly dealing with it. You're wanting to move forward, but you're not wanting to be foolish. And it feels as though when you look at it, you're like, why didn't I see the writing on the wall? And again, this is where we form a very bad relationship with our good old intuition. Why didn't I see that? When we know better, we do better. It comes in divine timing. Our intuition is not there to navigate another human being. So if we feel somebody is doing something shady to us, or somebody is being unfair and we can't quite see their perspective, again, it is coming from their conditioning and their wounds. And their value systems and the way they see a circumstance. Our intuition can't prevent that, because that's another person's energy. So at times we can accidentally form a very bad relationship with our intuition because we think we could have actually saved ourselves from being hurt. And not one of us is immune from it, unfortunately. But it's sort of like this battle with your intuition at the moment. It's like, why did that happen? Why did I have to go through that? Things could have been very different. There is a great deal of healing coming up, especially as next month we are having Juno going retrograde. So our value systems collectively with males and females will come through to do with tradition and how that needs to transform. But also the value in having some of those things. The values in deep commitments. The values in traditional ways of doing things. The yin to the yang. Honest to goodness. So it's not necessarily that you did anything wrong. It's that an emotional experience has now started to cause conflict, and it's kind of moving into different directions, and you're viewing it and trying to use it as alchemy now to serve you moving forward. But I do think some of you are actually going to speak to an individual very candidly to do with these unfair situations and injustices, to try and make sense of them. It's taking a lot of courage to do this. And moving forward from this, some of you are feeling as though you've got to move people out of your life, or you're physically just not having them there. And in the bigger perspective, you're like, how is this going to stand if we're all looking at life this way? Some of you that are partnered are actually listening to your love interest, and it's emotionally you're absorbing it like a sponge. And you do need to be really careful, because we do have Mercury in Pisces at the moment, which is very Neptune in nature. A lot of us cognitively we're having these shadow energies come up. And for you, you could energetically, be it you're with the person or not, you could be absorbing that frequency like a sponge. So when it's getting too tense, if it's not within your control, breathe in and blow it out and trust the process. Because a lot of times, sounds crazy, I find solutions come when we are trying to understand it. We believe we have something we can do. hey, if we do, we can then take that direct step. But you're having to really study this circumstance, and it may be that you realise you're selling yourself short on a circumstance, or people aren't valuing you, but you could be really, really trying to work this one out. It can also be affecting your sleep. And again, I always say, when you detach, things resolve. We'll pull a clarifier. Okay. What is this situation, please? It can be to do with romance and unfairness, maybe on your side, their side, and something in the way other people are being treated. If you're separate from this individual, it's also how you're comparing the kind of connection. It's like, okay, if they're in a connection, how they were treating other people versus how they treated you. And again, this can just be past tense scenarios. What is coming up is a cycle that needs to be addressed. This can be something that hasn't tied up. It is causing stress, and it can be to do with your marriages, contracts, partnerships. I also feel there's regret and sympathy, and you know, one individual or the other is having a real hard time at the moment. One may be working extremely hard, and those of you in separation, it's almost like you know, they're going to take their power back, and they're going to be really tackling those situations head on, and that can be you or them, but it feels more them. I feel if something's been placed in confidence, it is because they wanted to heal. So if this is something that your romantic interest is tackling, or somebody's telling you something very candidly, try and keep it in confidence at the moment, because with Mars and Gemini, it can really, really cause conflict when it does come to gossip. And, you know, a lot of the gossip cards have been coming up with the reads most recently, especially in my private reads. It's because we have Mars and Gemini. So we have to be careful, because things can get lost in translation. And then I'm sort of seeing you could be dragged into a circumstance that really has its natural cycle. And even from the darkness, light is going to come. Now, overall, I do feel that this is going to have a rebirth. And it's funny, I'm actually looking at this as return to innocence. Don't feel that it can't. Your foundation could be that you're physically feeling there's something you need to do, or that you are dealing with people that are extremely stubborn. See the light inside that circumstance and trust the process that it is going to pan out. We will go into the extension read in a moment. And I'm going to pull, before we go, 3 cards for your romance, 3 cards for the blockage. Let's get into it. And then we'll go into the extension. Okay. For the romance, please, what last messages we needing to know before the extension, obviously? Okay. I do feel the masculine in this energy is actually owning their power. There's a lot of heart-centered energy. There is a lot of intuition, maybe a little bit of like, hey, you know, who needs to be this, who needs to be that. What do I mean by that? Ego, okay? Only because Leo relates to both heart and head. There's heart and head going on. Now, the way the person has used their energy in the past is transforming, and I do feel they're stepping into their power, and they're going to be able to sort it. So if it's triggering you and you're with the person, they're going to resolve it. This could be a work-related dynamic for this individual, and I feel this is external to you, Taurus. But there is love here, and it is going to be a balance in that. It's merely they're expressing this emotion to you. For those of you in separation, I do feel some of you could be very stuck. It's like you're starting to get confused. And it is due to the fact that this person is going through a transformation in the energy swapping. So I'm feeling that this is going to balance out. If there's something in your life you need to address, do such. Trust the process, because I do feel this person is tackling it head on. Let's have a look at your work, Taurus. What do we need to know? Okay, there can be some real good luck here. I think you're trying to find a way through to have the most success, but you're having to look at health, the diet, nutrition. You know, this can be band-aid effect. Remember, we've got Neptune and Pisces. It's in Mercury at the moment. So hallucinogenics and things to that degree, be careful of. Because overall, there is tribe energy here, and there is something to do with, you know, whatever you're working on, be it it's work or it's in a group, you know, needing to be present, but also needing to have a little bit of time, a downtime to de-stress. Because there is something, there's a bit of temptation here. The temptation can be, gee, I've got too much on my plate. You know, and fearing that the worst is going to come through. There you go. I feel you need to heal. Try and have some rest. Do things that are healthy for you. The 6th house placement can be the house of hidden enemies, but it can be us or it can be other circumstances. It's like I'm doing too much. I've got this emotion coming up, you know, not being able to communicate with other people to be able to sum that information up. Like, balance is coming, okay? Balance will come. Try and take the steps to make that happen. This also can be an unhealthy co-worker that is really putting pressure on you. If you're a manager, you may find that you need to address that. Very separately, if this is a business you're running, I'm seeing you're looking at what you would need to change about in order to move forward and bring balance. Overall, it's looking positive. We will get into it and see if this is a third-party energy at work and in this romantic situation and how it's going to play out. If you want to join us, the link is directly below. Otherwise, I will see you every Friday for the live twin flame. Unless otherwise notified, click the bell. And that way I would come to you another day or upload it pre-recorded. Love and light, guys. Bye. Thanks for joining us. If you do want the extension read, it is in the link directly below in the box. Also, all the booking information is there. Please subscribe if you do want to have current updates relating to astrology, moon energy, twin flame path. I do have super chats, so if you do feel you can't afford a reading, you can jump through and have a question during the sessions, as well as if you haven't joined my website, please do, because I do put up notifications relating to when I'm coming live, any events coming up, and specials. Take care. I will see you later. Have a great week.